check. Good. Stream going, check. People in chat, check. Thank you everybody for joining in. I'm Reaver Time, and we are live for our 5th stream. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And we're going to be picking up where we kind of left off. I did go into the next day, got some other stuff going. So we'll just do a real quick show around of what we've added since the stream last time. So definitely wanted to get some other things going. I know we had the other sawmill going. I got a storage shed going because we're starting to produce supplies. And we got a bunch of stuff knocked down. All of the debris is gone. Got rid of the old slurry pit, filled it in, so it's all flattened out so we can put whatever we want over it. And that's pretty much it. We did some contracts just to kind of get some money back up again because I know we got some supplies coming back up. So tonight's stream is going to be, I think I want to kind of check it out and see what we can do to start at least one small field going. And then we'll start clearing out. If we get that built out and we still have some time, because the 3-bottom plow, it's going to take us some time to build the first one, build the fields. So then we'll start knocking down more trees and getting those filled up, so we have those. But otherwise, we're just productions are kicking out. We got storage going, and let's not waste any more time. Let's hit it to it. Good to see you in, Kevin. Haven't seen you in a while. How you been doing? Be tight. M could get around this quarter fat better. Nice. Yeah, I don't know if you saw me. I was just on Rusty stream watching as I was getting everything prepped. It was kind of slow to get all my updates downloaded, so it's kind of interesting. But we got it. All right, let's start one right here. Okay. Ooh, something is not fixed. Oh, I bet that plow needs to be fixed. Yeah, 100% damage. All right, let's take the plow back real quick to the barn and get it fixed up real quick. First time using the plow since it took over the farm, so plan on it. Oh, you're like that tonight? Rain like that tonight. Very nice. Oh, I don't know why. Ah, the joys. That's it. That's interesting. It's really being fun tonight. Bear with me, guys. Let's see if I can get this to. Jump out of the farm, jump back in, see if it lets me do it that way. I was going to have to haul this thing off to the shop. Giants did some type of fun update. All right, shop we go. Love that mobile mod, but sometimes it just doesn't like to was activated. Some little bug in there. No beacons and no turn signals on this thing. Kevin, did the game let you in on the heist? Last time the stream was not letting multiple players do the heist at the same time. I'll let you try first. Want to block traffic. See if it lets me. Nope. Interesting. Reach out to Faber. 25. We're on FS 25. I haven't reinstalled 22 on my new computer yet, so I haven't figured out if I'm going to. See a couple other awesome people out there in Lurking Land. If you don't mind saying hi in the chat, I'd greatly appreciate it. We're heading up to the... Hey, Red Wolf. Yeah, we're heading up to the shop to repair the plow. Take some time. I should have dropped it on the trailer and just took the truck, but countryside. I kind of when I switched over to 25, I'm like, yeah, I don't think I'll go back to 22, but you just never know. Had some really good gameplays on there. I kind of miss those. Okay, well, let me play. Just didn't confirm it. Interesting. Sorry, Kevin. Honest, I don't know the cheat codes to heist games. Yeah, it does. For sure, Red Wolf. '22 still has some of my favorite mods that haven't been brought over yet. But I will survive. No, I'm not going to break into song. Welcome. haven't seen that one. I just mainly updated everything I could so I could get the stream going. Kind of finicky too. It did not want to. Curiosity. I'm trying to remember how much power this tractor has. Not in the use, it'll do any good. Really, honestly, I remember how to play the game. I really do. Sure. Ooh, only 102 horsepower. That's not going to be enough, I don't think. That's what I want to do. I am not a fan of wide plows. How much does that one need? 130. Wow. Yeah. I'm not going to gain anything. All right. 3 bottom it is. Nice. Yeah, it was a nice map. About the closest in vicinity to where the tribute farm is based on. The tribute farm that my grandparents had was in South Dakota, but it was on, well, for those of us from the Dakotas, it was what we call East Dakota, which is on the east side of the Missouri. So Iowa, South Dakota, east of South Dakota, that's closer than Colorado. I know there's a South Dakota map out there. It's not in the mod hub, and it's a 4X. It just wasn't friendly for a start from scratch type playthrough. Went from like super small farm to mega farm. I'm like, yeah, we're not gonna be able to do that. Then the South Dakota map that just came out this week, I'm like, of course. That probably would have been a good one. I played that one in 2010. I also like a little rolling hills in my gameplay. I know South Dakota's flat. I came from South Dakota. There's still like a little bit of undulation in the terrain. Yep, same here. See when we get down to it. Well, so the playthrough series is the whole premise behind it is I left. Hey Josh, how you doing, cuz? I left my hometown and I moved out to Iowa and bought a farm that was in foreclosure and really derelict. And it's almost like a start from scratch, but start from rough, if you will. Start from derelict. So it's a 9-acre farm. Yep, same here. It's exactly what I picked. That was the smallest field I could pick and get rid of and get rid of all the buildings. I was going to pick the Johnson farm start area, but you couldn't get rid of the buildings. I'm like, that'd have been perfect. That nice little horseshoe. Yeah, you'll have to see what I did coming up on it. If you get some chance, go back and watch the first one of the series. You'll see how I did out the farm and made it all rustic and overgrown. Speaking of South Dakota, how's it going in South Dakota, cuz? We just got done with a bunch of windy days. Very cool. I'll be working up to that. Well, here we go. Here's where it was. So you can see I've got the farm. It was all covered in trees and bushes and shrubs. Cleared out that area. Let's see if I can not hit the cars. Here we are. So we'll just do a quick tour of it too. So living out of a trailer that I brought with me, the truck that I brought with me, and that's all I brought with me. Well, that and a chainsaw. And then found the old barn with a bunch of derelict supplies in it. I bought the Ford tractor so I could have a front end loader. And I've added sawmill for firewood and a sawmill for regular sawmill wood. Got another barn here. And we're slotted for rain on Sunday. I'm hoping for it. We're so dry out here. And this old derelict barn here is full of all hand tools. I had to buy the weedy so I could start knocking down everything. Come on, close. You can close. I know you can do it. And then we used to have there was a pig pen, derelict pig pen and chicken farm, and and the house was all knocked down, and so we just got rid of all that, got rid of all the debris that was in the last stream. So now we're going to start building an actual field, so we have something to start planting on. With a 3-body. Man, Kevin, you're just not having any luck tonight. I even tried staying out of it so I didn't influence your gameplay. Let me check something here. You got plenty of points, Kevin. Where you got Red Wolf? There you are. There you go, Red Wolf. I just gave you some points to play with it if you want to. Okay, how do I want to do this? A field here, so I can't use any of the GPSs, so we're just gonna get here. The old house. The camping trailer, that was on Mod Hub. It's under houses for farm homes. Everything I have in here, everything I have in this gameplay so far is all Mod Hub. This is gonna be fun. Nightmare at the M. Even the flatbed trailer in here is all from ModHub. I believe it's all crossplay. I do have a lot of in here that are PC only, but I don't believe those are. Always wants to put a helper in there. Right, slow. Yeah, but I'll start this one. Maybe we can get you some good luck on this one. It won't go so big this time. I have a new fun one here. Got that. That's interesting. Yes, I do. So it's all old stuff, all built for the M. So I mean, everything I put in, the M could handle, except for the baler, which is another reason I got this tractor. Once I get this plowed out and get it limed, I'll have to figure out what I want to plant. It's October, so I don't know if there's much I can plant. I don't remember what I can plant in October. It's been so while. Alfalfa or grass. Oh, I can do barley. I can get barley in. And oilseed radish, and wheat. Oh, I can get wheat in too. So parts of the goals on this are to get the pig farm going again, get the chicken farm going again. So barley and wheat would be both good for doing the chicken farm. Chicken coop going over the winter. Might even get a greenhouse going. The rule on the greenhouse that I've got for this playthrough is the greenhouse can only have products in it that are not able to be planted. No cheating and putting grapes or anything like that in it. Pretty, got lettuce, tomatoes, peppers. Pretty much thinking of putting that right next to that barn right there. We'll also have to get some water going too. Hey Kevin, you won! Yay! Boot time! I don't think my lines are very straight. I tell you, not having four-wheel drive on a tractor, it makes this fun. What game do you have going now, Kevin? Gosh, I think you're playing on Iowa right now too, aren't you? Nice. If Dead would come out maybe 3 weeks earlier, in fact, it was probably about a month ago that I started prepping this one. I probably would have done Dead ready. Notice this time he came out with 3 variations of it. I thought that was kind of cool. It's kind of like Wasatch, where they came out with 3 different variations of the same map, depending on what playthrough you wanted to try playing. I'm not pressing my buttons hard enough. Gotcha. I like to try to play, especially when I'm streaming, I like to play everything off the servers, so that, you know, if my game crashes for some weird reason, it doesn't do it now, but it did on my laptop when I used to play laptop. My game would crash, then at least the server would back it up. Alright, do I have enough headlands in? More weight. I'm gonna have to come back and do some extra plowing. I'd be fired. Let's see if we can catch something that's not bad. I think I've ever had this much problems plowing before. Another goal too is I need to get a cement factory installed. Get that going. For some reason, the mobile repair mod is not wanting to kick in. Hey Jody, how you doing? Welcome in. Just plowing up our first field. See if we can get it done in time we can drop some barley in. Doing all right, doing all right. It's the weekend. It's the most important part. Work week is done. Cool. What you thinking about doing? Something U.S. based, something international? National. Guess if you live in Europe, it wouldn't be international. Well, what was your last one? Well, a lot of people are doing that island challenge, well, there's a lot of guys are doing the island challenge. I don't know if you've looked at that or not. There you go. Hey, Rusty Money and viewers, thanks for coming in. Speaking of somebody who's doing the island challenge, Mr. Rusty. Welcome in, welcome in. So for those who are new, I am Reaver Time Gaming. This is my first stream through. I've been playing for a while. Been playing since early 19. But this challenge here is all about taking an old derelict farm and building it into a tribute farm attributing it to my late grandparents. They used to have a farm. I know. It's okay, I got plenty of rusty equipment in the barns that came from this derelict farm, like this 3-bottom plow. It's definitely given me a workout. Appreciate the raid, I do. Oof. All my gaming, I've never had so much fun trying to plow a field from scratch. So we're on Iowa, and we took over this derelict farm, which is on an old 9-acre plot. It was completely covered in trees, completely covered in shrubs. All the buildings were all derelict and knocked down except for a couple barns. I've added a couple new things since then. I've cleared out all the debris. That was the last stream, so definitely check out my previous streams. You can see what the farm was like in the very beginning. This was all trees and shrubs when I first came in. If you guys have played Iowa before, this was where the museum was. But I started my playthrough and built it out to be a derelict farm instead. But we've got 2 different sawmills going. We've got the firewood mod, so we can make a little bit of money while we're getting things built up, and then the normal one going back there, normal sawmill. So we can start building wood. The part of the challenge here is, hey Jesse, thanks for subscribing. So this isn't well, I guess it wouldn't be from scratch, but maybe like a rough derelict farm build out. We only own the one plot. We've only cleared half the trees off, so that's one of the next things to do, is to get the rest of the trees out of there. All the buildings that can be built, I've got to build them myself through the constructions. So the house will have to be built. Any barns that can be built will be built. Construction mods. When I get to I'll probably be putting down today a greenhouse, start getting that going. The restriction on the greenhouse is the plants can only be out of, any plants I put in the greenhouse cannot be grown in the fields. So it'll be restricting me to like tomatoes and strawberries and peppers. We're also gonna have to rebuild the chicken farm and the pig farm, so we'll get this field planted with barley as soon as we can so that we can get barley for chickens. There's some four-wheel drive tractors. How you doing, Jesse? Welcome in. Farmer Donkey. We got some good ones in here. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you jumping in and watching. I do have the heist game built in here once you guys get enough points built up for that. Boss is also in there. And also a couple other fun commands out there. You happen to come across them. Still working on getting all the graphics built out when you guys use those commands. Or there's that. Peter. Actually, I don't know if I set it up, so I don't know if that's a Streamlabs normal command or not. I have to build that one out for you. Write that down. Bringing a couple for you, though. The fun one. I said it. Gotta do it. That's going to be an upgrade here pretty soon, too. For tractor. Something to do that wide plow instead of a bottom. Oops, shot straight in the head. I tell you, the game's rigged. Look at those points, Farmer Donkey. Oh. What's we got in here? Farmer Donkey. Being pretty generous at the start here. Jesse. What's we got in here? I think I got everybody. Just spotted everybody that I saw real quick. That beard. Missed you, sir, Jody. Let me get you in there. All right. Gives everybody some points to start with. If I missed you, let me know. I don't think I've got gamble going. I've got heist and boss going. Down before fighting a bunkin' bronco. That's weird. Who gave you points? Oh, I had to wait for you to ask for the points to give you the points. Interesting. I'll jump in on that. Got 8 awesome people out there. Appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate it. Spots I'm going to have to go pick up to finish plowing this field. Definitely have to go get some lime because I don't have any lime. Some fertilizer left over for some contracts that I did on the previous playthrough. So at least I've got that. No lime. Way to go, Farmer Donkey. Hey, whatever you can do. I've never figured out how to rig it, so I lose just as much as I win. Not looking forward to that last row where I've got to plow with no solid ground underneath my tires. It's gonna be fun. Maybe like 3 rows like that. Yeah, that's kind of why I put them in there. I remember how, it's a nice way to pass the time. There's only so much riveting going on when you're plowing fields at 1.5 meters at a time. So I appreciate everybody watching. Really do. This is definitely be a rough grind getting this, expanding this farm. I did put in the description kind of the rules as well if you want to double check them. A few of the things I probably haven't mentioned that I've got going on in there. Oh, the other one is about helpers. So Rusty actually brought this one to my attention a couple years ago. One of his good friends has the rules where you can't have a helper until you have your own house, plus you have to build a house or some type of establishment for your helper. It can't be a trailer. Well, my rule is I can't be a trailer. So I've got a trailer that I'm living in. Go back and we'll see that when camping trailer that I pulled in town with. So until I actually build my own house and get it going, and until I build an apartment or something like that for a helper, I can't have a helper going. I didn't say what size that house had to be, so Omatana's little wood shack is a perfect size for it. But still has to be built. So it's definitely going to be a rough grind. But I can do contracts. I do have the contract enhancement mod on, so I've limited myself to doing, because that for some reason likes to duplicate the contracts on the same fields in the same day. So So I've limited that I won't cheat and do the exact same contract on the same field in the same day. Otherwise, you could really rack some money up fast. Especially doing the wood transportation ones. If you keep just doing those nonstop because they just keep recycling. Did that once. It's like, okay, that's a lot of money to earn fast. That's a good way. 1.5 meters at a time. Good way to get used to it. I definitely want a bigger tractor. This thing just does not have the oomph to go through 22. It wouldn't have been a problem. Yeah. Thank you, Expo. Greatly appreciate it. Thanks for coming in and subscribing. Refresh my screen. For some reason, it doesn't like to give me the refresh my likes. Cool, 7 likes. Appreciate that, everybody. Good percentage. Definitely, you know, this is your first time catching me, which is pretty easy because I've only been streaming 5 times. Well, 6 if you count the fundraiser I did 3 weeks ago. Definitely go back and check out my other the start of this series. See how bad the farm was at the beginning. Yeah, I probably would get better power out of the. I do have the hand tools mod on it, or the hand tools in that other barn. Probably would get more power out of the hand tools than this. I don't know how much traction they gave the person during the hand tools. I don't even have plow down and I'm spinning. I've got BKG, so I've got the best tires on down. Farmer Donkey, thank you so much for subscribing, bud. Appreciate it. Got some things going on in the morning tomorrow, but I'm probably going to try to stream again tomorrow night. Probably around the same time, probably around 7 or 8 o'clock at night. Would have been on at 8 o'clock tonight, but I had some updates that Giants was forcing me to do, which is fine. For some reason, it was just taking forever. Just sitting there watching the... Hey, that's not what I asked for. Just sitting there watching the update bar slowly go across, and I know it's not my system, so... Definitely Giant servers. Because I work from home, I upgraded to fiber optics a while back, just so I could have good, reliable internet. It's nice because the speed's in both directions, so it's like... Those who are wondering what a farmer does during the day, I am a payroll systems analyst. Basically, I am IT for payroll systems for my company. So I'm responsible for helping keep the payroll system running. I also assist the payroll team in processing our weekly payroll. So we're always busy. There's always something going on, always an upgrade. Always a patch. I get to work hybrid, so some days I'm working from home and some days I'm working from the office. Almost. I want to go pick up those loose ones. So I'm not trying to actually activate the workers, but because I'm running on a controller, I don't get that button pushed down to activate the drop the plow or the utensil down. It just loves to activate the workers. This could be fun. Definitely slogging it. Must have missed somebody there. I apologize because we're up 3 subscribers tonight. So whoever else I missed, I greatly apologize for missing your subscribe. A running start. Hey. Definitely no straight lines in this one. Going for the zebra pattern effect. Okay, the rule is once you get going, don't stop. That could be. I respect that. I saw 2 of them pop up. I know I missed one. If your subs are private, I respect that. But thank you for subscribing. I don't know if adding weight to this thing would make any difference or not. You have a weight. So 1 spot left over here. Tail swing. I think I got it. Go to aerial mode. Looks like it. Something is just not cooperating today. There we go. Little spot right there to go get. One field done. It just does not want to work today. You can see the background there, my camping trailer for sleeping. Build M in here. And 2 spreaders, one for seeds and one for lime and getting into that one. I may have to get the M to get it out. There we go. Whew. Suck it over. All right. I need to go to town and get some lime and seed. All right. First got bales of hay on the trailer. Seed plant, the spreader one, or the one for the planter for corn and what else goes with corn? Sunflowers. The 2-row one, yep. As I was looking for stuff that all could be. Let's take these in. A round trip. Hey, you guys will get to see we'll make a side trip and you get to see the the dump that I created. That I got rid of all the farmyard waste in. We'll drop by that because it's down next to the place for the hay bales. Then we'll go up and get some pallets of seed and pallets of lime and that field planted. Yeah, so when I built the farm out, it was all based around starting with the Case M tractor. What it could pull and handle. As in, because the previous farmer left that all behind. Everything was in 100% disrepair, 100% used and abused, so it all had to be repaired and fixed. Alright, so you can see it off here to the left. We'll go and do an aerial view here. Pull off the side of the road. So, here we go. Got the city dump. So, long road coming in from the back, and then when you come in, you got the area to dump. Dump all your debris in the dump. That makes sense. A lot of dumps in there. And then over here, I put in a rock crusher. I haven't used it, but it's there. We get a little closer. I did put a rock quarry up in the mountain. Yeah, small farm shenanigans is fun to start with. I like to basically start small and work my way up, to the classes. What else would you work your way up? That's kind of why I like this map, as it lends to starting small and growing big slowly versus jumping up into huge fields right after the small ones. And I love Alma, but the fields on that get so big so fast that it's like, wow. That was my other consideration. $1,000. Poured one of the ballots. We'll get a little time. We'll go swing by the rock quarry real quick so you guys can see what I did for that. Let's cut this. This is kind of the stuff that I like to do for starting maps, build out the whole, some type of scenario in the background. Obviously, this is my first live stream, so people haven't seen that in the past. Had a few friends play in multiplayer offline, and like, man, you're just mean. It's not fair if you start with a big tractor and farm's completely built out for you. Here we go. The rock quarry. I think I'm gonna have to add a city front end loader to this one. I was considering that. May have to do that another time. I still have the hand tools in the shed. I may have to build out some like smaller fields or something like that for the hand tools. Like a garden. Oh, in real life, yeah. That works too. That's like what, 100-acre farm, right? 100-acre farm and hand tools. Oof, ouch, that hurt. Yeah, a lot of hands. Many hands make light work. Another thing I like to do too with maps that I build out for playthrough is, so I added, obviously this shed wasn't here as part of the base game, so it's a repair shed plus it's kind of like a dealership. Of course, it's got a parking lot in the back for used equipment right now. They don't have any used equipment to sell. Then I always have a forklift provided for loading out at the base from the store. For anybody who hasn't played multiplayer, because you can do it on both PC and you can do it on consoles. You can just do it from like the Giants servers, or if you want to rent a server like a lot of us do, you can do that. So I build out one farm just for the town. So the town gets its own money, its own things, and then what you build your farm on is another one. And then you need to go in and make sure that your other farm can work on the other farm, so you can use the vehicles on both of them. But this way, you have your money separate. You can build out. Buy the town can buy whatever equipment it needs to. I've got a pretty another one that's pretty elaborate that I do that with. It's got its own used car deal, or not used car, but its own rental agency. It has like 200 pieces of equipment for rental. Maybe I'll put that one up do that one as a stream in a while. It's really meant to be like a multiplayer one, so maybe want to see if there's anybody who wants to join me on that one. Oh, what am I here for? Oh yeah, we need seeds. It's the same price, and we got that. So I don't know how many seeds. Let's start with 2. And then I'm going to need fertilizer. Oh, I need lime. I got fertilizer. Lime. Boy. How much? 4 pallets, you guys think, for that little one? Okay, to come back. Let's do 6. Can always use it again. Yep. All right. Load up. I know where I'm going. I really do. I swear. Smooth terrain. This is one of my favorite forklifts. Trick I've learned: strap it down. Heal myself, getting back on the tractor. One of the reasons I love this tractor. All right, I'm missing it. Showing up in the sheet. There it is. Shift them to the left and the right. So nice. That's really nice when you're trying to load up a trailer, especially with a lot of wood. So you can get all your pallets in really tight that way. Of course, then they spaz out because of the collisions. Which is where I learned to strap things down as fast as possible. I think I strapped those last ones down, did I? I lied. Go. Parked. It's on the ground. Take anybody's shins out. Back to the farm. Let's do it. Heist, heist, everybody jump in the heist. What a perfect game for a channel that says Reaver. Farmer Docky, you didn't like your all. You may have to put a number in. So Farmer Docky, when you're playing on Farm Sim, do you stick to small farms, or do you like to build them up to big, or you just stick to the smaller field stuff? Right. Very cool. Trigger. I'm sure this is the one that does. It's too. Alright, I need to put down a repair point. Keep driving into town when the... Alright, where to put it? I don't have room in that shed right now. It's going to go outside, I think. Woohoo! Got a lean-to or something that can cover that at least. Too expensive. Shit. Nothing right now. Let's do it. Done that before. The way I like to put stuff down first, I like to square it up. Or here. Let's repair the tractor. Repair the forks. Make sure I got the right one loaded up. Yeah, that's the... That does lime. Alright, guess I'm gonna have to hand load it. Go ahead and strapping first and see how that does. bring out the M and hook it up to that so I can load it. Let me load. Grab the weight. There. Weight. Driving, what you're driving? Buddy? Talking to my dog in the background. He's sleeping on the floor behind me. Talking in his sleep. Get a rare treat. The only time he ever howls is in his sleep. Seems to be too slippery. Yay! I don't know. Should I try the M? Sure, let's get the Let's hang it up in the air. Let's try the M underneath it. We're gonna refill. Should be good. I don't think that's gonna work. All right. I don't have any way to put weights on the front of this, so. Made a great mowing tractor, though. Yeah, no kidding. Strappable weight for the front of that. Alright, so just be doing some tractor jockeying. Oof. That doesn't like it too much. Alright, I'm going to pick that weight back up again. On the front end. Actually, I can add weights to this tractor, I believe. So let's do that. Wheel brand. Oh, guess it doesn't matter wheel brand on this one. The Michelin's have better traction. It doesn't have back ones. All right. Let's go with that. All right. Now we'll set up headlights. Oh, because the it has rear weights too. That should help. All right, let's do it. Customize. Look at that. My tires are clean. Let's see if that's enough weight to offset the... If you're hearing the beeping in the background, it looks like BDD's posting a bunch of map videos. Worked. Oh, all right. How much? No, I shouldn't have realistic spreader on. Otherwise, I'd be in trouble. Yep. Front end's still bouncing all over the place. They want to pick up that weight. They go to seed. I think the width control's got the right width for the seeder going line. Come on. The nice thing is I'm barely going through any line. Any. Oh, I know why. Do this. Ooh, I'm gonna have to go buy a. That's right. Yeah, I'll have to buy a. Rent, yeah, that's what I was figuring I was gonna need to do. Figure I'll just pick up that weight. What? How does that work? Yeah, bigger tractor. For a 4-wheel drive case. Absolutely. PC. I did console in 19. Switched to PC over in 22. Trying to get away without spending that money quite yet. I won't have a choice. Time for a new tractor. we're just gonna get running starts at it from now on. This mod doesn't seem to want to use lime. We're going uphill. Also, I think I'll get a ground soil sampler. I don't know if that's why it's not using up the lime or not. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I don't have a cultivator, so it's going to have to be something I had to get. I got the hand cultivator. Cultivator would be just as much. I guess the cultivator would be lighter, but it might be just as much fun trying to cultivate. What you taking payments out for? If you did anything. And I know I used one. It does not think I logged in. Something's happening. Ta-da! Look at that. Look at all that lime we used. All right, next. What do you think the seeder's going to do? This tractor isn't that big. Let's see here. What are we doing? I don't even know. There we go. What's our maximum horsepower on this? Yeah, 102. All right. See if a cultivator will work. 30. Oof, that's a jump. Yeah, my mods sort from low to high. Gosh. What is it? 2.5. Oop, let me get on that. Sure. I'll try it. See if it helps. And that's pricey. All right. Out of curiosity, tractor I'd want to get. Do you like the Fiat? Let's see what we got for the old case. Not that one. $12.55 would be nice. Pretty pricey though. All right, let's see what this does. Farmer Donkey, you won. Okay, well, thanks, Jesse, for coming in. I greatly appreciate your time. Thanks for watching, man. Come back. Let's get these dropped off and go back into town and get what we just purchased. Dropped off? Where? Magic of this bar. Ta-da! But you're trying to pass on a blind curve. Look, 7 people watching. Thank you so much, everyone. Said it before in other streams. I definitely don't mind people lurking because I do a lot myself. It's always nice to hear from you once in a while. Little off. Square it up. Oh, somebody's got some fun collisions on this one. Not gonna go get the tractor. Really? I know that's not the preferred loading method. Yep, that's what I figured. I didn't have to resort to hand loading. I've got all those installed. I try to keep it as authentic as I can at the beginning. Traffic block. Don't tell Farmer Cop. Rusty can't arrest me anymore, but he could probably call somebody on me. What do you think? We still need the weight on the front end of this? Not that heavy, so traction. Maybe for the straight. I think it's got the right width on that. Just not getting anywhere with that either. All right. Let's try something sneaky. I know I don't have any special mods for traction on this. Yep, that's what I was thinking too. The thing is, I'm thinking if I put the weight on the front end of this thing, it could pull the weight off the back tires where I need that traction. Doesn't look like it, but this is downhill. So, just enough downhill. All right, all right. May not be 100% efficient, but it's better than slogging it away. Farmer Doc, are you in the US or are you overseas? I'm on mountain time, so which time zone are you in? Just wondering how late it is there for you. My cousin who's working is in Central Time as well. Just midnight. He just stripped those gears. Hopefully we don't have to plow for a while. Trying to see if doesn't say. Oh, there we go. Okay. See if I was missing any spots. Optical illusion. tells me we need a more powerful tractor before we start plowing it. So this one will take it. Oh no, what do you think, Farmer Doc? You think if I switched over to manual shifting, so it stopped trying to automatic shift, if that helped? The lost cause with this tractor. Really? I like that. A little, though. AKA, do some contracts. Sell some stuff. Not even liking it when it's cultivated. It's gotta be the tires. Well, thank you for dropping in, man. I greatly appreciate it. Get some rest, bud. Check out the rest of the streams to see how it all started out. those hanging on in the background lurking. It won't be too much longer. I'll get this field taken care of and seeded and fertilized, and that'll be it for the night. I definitely appreciate everybody sticking around. If you need to go, I definitely understand. That's just me. But if you're enjoying watching me slog it out, please stay. So tomorrow's stream, if I get up on, or if I'm able to get in here tomorrow night, probably looking at getting that greenhouse set up. Maybe doing some contracts to afford a bigger tractor. Probably that Fiat. I really like that Fiat. Size tractors. I know. I'll start cutting down some more of the wood so we can get at least another field prepped. Running 2-day months, so we might have enough time to get another field done on the next second half of October. All right. reason it's not one to always keep the controller connected. Lose all steering. Gas and throttle work. Yep, the battery's charged. Game's tired. Welcome in. Appreciate you joining, whoever just joined. Mind dropping your name in the chat, I'd appreciate it. If you like to lurk, that's totally awesome. Almost. We can concede. First we'll take the scan of the field, see what we're dealing with. Okay, we get it all. Oops. Looks like it. Cool. How many scans do you think that's going to be? One, maybe two. At least be two. So close. Three. Start figuring out places to put some of this stuff. Which means a bigger barn. Ooh, lots of silty clay. Or low, yeah, mostly silty clay. What's up, Corey? How you doing? Welcome in, man. Seeds. Is it a late night for you, or is it, do you work late, or is it actually not that bad for you timing? It's like 11:30 here. PM. Ah, so it's late. Did you normally work this late, or just had to work a late night tonight? Yep. I'll take that as you normally work this late. So is that considered the swing shift? No. It's just late. Got it. Hey, farmer, how you doing? Doing all right. Just slugging it away. It's got our first field plowed, crated and plowed. Found out how this tractor does not like working in plowed fields. So we cultivated it to make it a little bit smoother. Now we're going to seed it. It hooked up to the broadcast seeder here. Put down some barley. Oh, nice. This one does this one. Yay. Set up for barley. Please do, man. I've lurked so many streams, it's not even funny. I've been playing farm since 19, and I can't even count how many times I've since then. It was about end of 19 into just before 22 where I discovered streams. I've done a lot of lurking in my days. Playing Farm Sim in the other screen, usually. Or Dune, or Roadcraft. Used to play SnowRunner, haven't played that in a while. Yeah, I liked SnowRunner. The only thing I didn't like about SnowRunner is it's tedious, but it's also just non-stop mud or mud feeling. For Roadcraft, you're going back. You have different terrain feelings, so you get both. You get the muds and you get the snows, but you also get smooth roads, and the smooth roads actually feel like smooth roads. All those games are about slogging it one way or another. I mean, Roadcraft definitely is too, because building roads is a long, tedious process. Well, I guess it depends on how in depth you want to build your roads too. I always like to build double wide roads no matter what I'm doing. That way you can give the AI splines enough space to maneuver around each other. Or I can maneuver around the AI. I haven't played that for at least 6 months as well, so there's been a lot of updates to Roadcraft since I played last. SnowRunner's been at least a year. Lately, my main go-to has been Dune Awakening. I have both. So right now I'm on controller. I switched my office around about a month ago, and I just haven't hooked the wheel back up again. But mostly I've played controller. I tried doing controller on Roadcraft a while back, and that was just I just don't think the or not controller but the wheel on Roadcraft. I don't think that game's set up for wheels very well. So, but I started on 19. I was on Xbox. 22. I switched over to PC on laptop, and then just recently I got a new computer and switched up to a higher end PC for gaming. I don't mind controllers. Done a lot of, most of my gaming life has been on controllers, so I'm pretty comfortable. Okay. Fertilizer time. I can see that. They're pretty similar, but they're also different. I mean, they're made by the same company, so a lot of similarities. Some people compare it a little bit more to Expeditions if you've played Expeditions. I didn't. I have never played Expeditions, but I've seen it played. The only downside for Roadcraft that I don't like that I liked about SnowRunner is the customization. So Roadcraft, you get the vehicles and that's it. There's no customizing power or engines or tires or anything like that. You get the vehicles the way the game sets them up for you. So there's less customization. I mean, you can paint it a paint scheme, but that's about it. Oh, my fertilizer's in the shed. I also play ASTS and ETS. Yep, it's gonna be that. I think we had somebody new join. Welcome in. If you haven't said hi in the chat and you don't mind, say hi. That was a lag jump. Whew. That was all about. Right there. All right. Don't have a roller. I wonder how much a small roller would cost. I have one in the game. Yeah, I did the keybinds from ATS. It was nice. I've got the sidekick panel for both farming and for I use it for ATS. Actually, I use it more for ATS than I use it for farm sim. Steering wheel is definitely nice and using that for ATS. I've played ETS too. I just don't play it as much. There's definitely some awesome roads going through ETS that you don't see in the States. What do I have? Well, there's always that one. It doesn't go small enough. Not for this simulation. And no. All right, we don't roll for a little while. Oh, weird lag, that's for sure. Frames are good. Some weird lags in there for some reason. Stream's doing fine. Okay, well that takes care of fertilizing. That takes care of rocks in there, but they're just gonna have to stay. Let's at least get the productions picked up. Where are we at on price for my firewood? God, things are really acting choppy tonight. Okay, I got another 2 months before that's going to peak out for a good price. So if you're new to my playthrough and you haven't had a chance to look through the rules that I put in the description for my challenge / playthrough, all of my wood products other than the firewood, those have all got to be used for construction. So I can't just sell the wood pallets and stuff coming off the sawmill. They have to be used for either producing other goods like chairs, etc., or they have to be used for building houses and the like. Which is why I've got, the sawmill going so that I can start working on building a house. Firewood's just to bring a little bit of income in between contracts and a little bit. But I'm good with doing contracts to make ends meet as well. Just not abuse them. But my game style on this one is basically a rags to riches, not purely destitute, but I bought a derelict farm that was major overgrowth and disrepair and tore down the old the buildings that had collapsed. I, hauled them off to the trash or the junkyard, got rid of all that, got rid of the whole, there was trees and shrubs everywhere that I had to pick up before I could even get to that. We just plowed out that field. That's the first field that we plowed out to game saves. Maybe we'll actually go. We're probably gonna call it because it's 12 o'clock here, and I've been at it for almost 3 hours now. We're gonna call it. I've got an early morning tomorrow too, so unfortunately, I don't have to work, but I got some early projects I got. Pretty nice. Park the tractor here. Definitely gonna need another barn to organize this stuff out. Okay, to do a little bit left, what's left of. So this barn here, the red barn, it was here when I got here. Then there was a broken down shed next to it. The the storage barn's new. Of course, the 2 production points are new. This barn was here. It had or has hand tools in it. I ended up buying the weedy so I could at least get into the barns because they were completely covered and surrounded in bushes. So I got the weedy at the beginning of the game. I came into the game with just the truck, the camping trailer, which is my place to sleep. And so I came with the truck and the camping trailer and then a chainsaw. And bought this farm, which is a little over 9 acres, almost 10 acres. Right here was another derelict barn that was collapsing, had an old junk car in it. Here we had an old slurry pit that was completely covered in, filled up with water. So broke that down. That it was rock wall slurry, so that's what all that rock in the background came from. And we had an old pig farm or an old pig area and chicken area, and then over here was an old house that would have collapsed. All that got hauled off to the quarry or to the junkyard to get out of the way, and then this is where we're at. So we've done some contracts to keep the money afloat when it was getting tight. So all the equipment in that barn was there when I got here, and then other than the Ford tractor that's in here, which I got later. So the Ford tractor and its implements came later, but everything else was in here. The M, the baler, all the other smaller equipment to do farming with the M were here. That sums us up for where we're at so far in episode 5. I want to say a big thank you to everybody, and a big shout out to everybody for coming in tonight, and for everybody who came in during the raid from Rusty Money. I appreciate Rusty Money and your raid. Thank you guys so much. This is Reaver Time Gaming. Reaver Time, and I've put it in there. Why is it Reaver Time? Well, Reavers were border Reavers, and they stole and they thieved, and I'm taking time while I'm gaming. So everybody, I want to say a great big thank you. Thanks for joining in. If you like what you see and you want to know more of the series is out there from 1 through 4. Go out, check what the farm looked like on day 1 when it came up and went, oh my gosh, we got a lot of work to do. So everybody, with that, I'm going to end the stream. I appreciate everybody. Thank you so much for coming in.